Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Akmal Fatah with NPM 25412065. Today I would like to presentation about economics fluctuation and the topic is navigating macroeconomic shocks. Modern economies are in constant motion, expanding, contracting, and adapting to unforeseen disruptions. This presentation explores the nature of macroeconomic fluctuations, the shocks that drive them, and what research reveals about managing their impact on prices, production, and policy. Okay, enjoy the video. Okay, first, the ever shifting economic landscape. Economies are never static. They move through recurring cycles of expansion and contraction, periods of growth followed by slowdowns or recessions. Understanding these fluctuations is essential for designing effective economic policy and sound business strategy. First, expansion. Rising output, employment, and consumer confidence drive economic growth. Next peak. The economy reaches its maximum capacity before contraction begins. Next, contraction. Output falls, unemployment rises, and spending declines across sectors. Next, the last one is third. The low point before recovery and a new expansion phase emerges. Okay, next, macroeconomics shocks the unforeseen disruptors. A macroeconomic shock is a sudden, unexpected event that significantly impacts the overall economy. These disruptions can originate from multiple sources, is triggering distinct ripple effects across markets, industries, and households. First, demand shocks. Sudden change in aggregate demand, such as a collapse in consumer spending or a surge in investment, that shift economic output and price levels. Next, supply shocks. Disruption to production capacity or input availability, such as oil price spikes, natural disasters, or material shortage that constrain output. Next, the last one is policy shocks. Unexpected change in fiscal or monetary policy, interest rate adjustment, tax reform, or regulatory shift that alter economic behavior. Okay, next supply side shocks. The material shortage crisis. Recent research has highlighted how disruption in global supply chains can trigger significant and persistent macroeconomic events. When critical input materials become scarce, entire industries face production constraints that ripple through the broader economy. Case study: material shortage in the German manufacturing sector. What is it? Foreign and Georgians 2026 serve as a compelling real-world example of how supply-side shocks operate at scale. Identifying the shocks, microdata reveals macro threats. One of the key methodological innovations in recent research is the use of firm-level forecast errors on price and production to isolate the specific impact of material shortage. This approach provides a cleaner signal than aggregate data alone. First, collect forecast errors. Second, construct shock series. The last one is isolate shortage impact. By focusing on the gap between what firms expected and what actually occurred, researchers can distinguish material shortage shocks from other concurrent economic disturbances, enabling more precise policy analysis. Okay, next, the impact prices rise production stalls. First, persistent inflation. persistent inflation. Tectonic material constraint shocks have a persistent and lasting effect on prices. As input costs rise and security intensive firms pass their costs onto consumers, fueling inflation that does not quickly dissipate. Next, short-lived but lingering output loss. The direct negative impact on production is relatively short-lived, but industrial output remains subdued for an extended period as firms struggle to replenish inventories and restore normal operations. Key finding: material shortage stocks create an asymmetric effect. Inflation persists long after production begins to recover, completing the monetary policy response. Next, beyond generic supply shocks, not all supply shocks are created equal. The material shortage shock identified in recent research is distinct from other common macroeconomic disturbances, allowing for a more granular understanding of the mechanism at play. First, distinct from oil shocks, material shortage affects specific manufacturing inputs rather than broad energy costs, creating sector-specific rather than economy-wide price pressures. Distinct from demand shocks, unlike demand-driven inflation, material shortage inflation is accompanied by reduced output and a stagflationary pattern that is harder to address with standard policy tools. Third, the last one is distinct from financial shocks. Material consumption oriented in the real economy's production structure, not in credit markets or asset prices, requiring fundamentally different policy responses. Okay, next policy implication, navigating volatility. Understanding the nature, source, and persistence of economic shocks is crucial for effective policymaking. Generic policy response might be insufficient or even counterproductive when facing supply side disruptions. First, monetary policy calibration. Central banks must distinguish between demand pull and cost push inflation. Raising rates in response to supply-driven inflation may unnecessarily suppress output without addressing the root cause. Next, supply chain resilience investments. Governments and firms can invest in strategic stockpiles, diversified sourcing, and nearshoring to reduce vulnerability to future material shortage shocks. Next, targeted fiscal support. Temporary fiscal measures such as subsidies for affected industries or accelerated permitting for alternative suppliers can help bridge supply gaps without fueling broader inflation. Okay, next, the broader picture, resilience and adaptation. Economists must build structural resilience to withstand and adapt to inevitable fluctuations. The lesson from material shortage shocks underscores the importance of diversification, innovation, and forward planning. First, diversify supply chains, reducing dependency on single sources or regions mitigates the impact of localized disruptions on national output and inflation. Next, foster innovation. Investment in alternative materials, automation, and process efficiency reduce vulnerability to input constraints over the long term. Next, build buffer capacity. Strategic reserves, flexibility production systems, and robust early warning indicators help economies absorb shocks before they cascade. Next, strengthen international coordination. Cross-border cooperation on supply chain transparency and crisis response can reduce the global amplification of localized shocks. Okay, next, conclusion. A dynamic equilibrium. Macroeconomic fluctuations are not anomalies, they are constant and defining features of modern economies. By analyzing specific shocks like material shortage with precision, policymakers and business leaders gain critical insight to maintaining stability and fostering sustainable growth. First, shock types: demand, supply, and policy shocks is require distinct analytical frameworks and policy response. Next, cycles, economic fluctuations are perpetual resolutions, not elimination is the realistic policy goal. The last one is core insight. Precious shock identification enables targeted effective policy rather than blunt economy-wide interventions. By analyzing specific shocks like material shortage, we gain critical insight into maintaining stability and fostering sustainable growth. Okay guys, that's all for me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.